So here's my shop, and here's my shopsmith. And I don't have a lot of real estate in my shop, and this shopsmith takes up a lot of real estate. So I like it, and I want to keep it, but I want it to take up less real estate. So I have a second one, and I'm gonna cut it down, and we'll see how that works out. If we have a shorter shopsmith, I don't need the lathe, which is really what you need the length for. So let's see how this works out. So I measured a distance that I believe will work for this shopsmith. I was torn about using a abrasive chop saw or using the pipe cutter. I think the chop saw probably would have made a cleaner cut on the pipe. I mean, it would have been a mess, but this the cutter actually pushed the ends out of the steel a little bit. So after each cut, I had to take it over to a grinder and like smooth the edges down a little bit because it swelled it up. And the diameter of these pipes is super important because it has to slide into those holes properly. I might have in retrospect, I might have tried to abrasive cut it, but next project. All right, we got these cut. Now let's put them in this and see if it's gonna work. The assembly went pretty well. In retrospect, because of how you line these up, it might have actually been easier to just do the base two pipes, put it all together and get it set, and then cut the upper pipes rather than cutting them all at once. But on the next project. Overall, the project went pretty easy, though. I had a couple of things, I had to go back into, like right here. I put the headstock on before I put the table saw on, so I had to go back for that. All right, and here we are, the Shorty version of the shopsmith. I think we shaved off about just a little under 2 feet. I probably could have gone shorter, but I wanted to leave myself room on this end so I could come off or come on and have two things on it at once. I could have shaved like another, maybe like 3 inches off of it. But I can always shave more later. But if I cut it too short, I'm done. Underneath this thing, these are what clamp the pipes. I had to mess with those a little bit because it seemed like it was going to be a little too short, but then as you clamp it, the pitch changes and it brings the top closer. So I wound up having enough, and the 3/4 extra cut was enough for everything to clamp solidly. I could actually put a little bit more through. This side's got plenty. That side's pretty close, and I had like an 1/8 up top extra, so I could actually bring these over a little bit and adjust it at some point when I want to fine tune it. Yeah, so I was wondering why I had so much extra room, and it was, of course, because I forgot the table saw attachment. So there it is, the Shorty shopsmith with the table saw, and you can put an attachment here. There's enough room to pull this off and put it on the other side, but it's about 20 inches shorter than a normal shopsmith to save a little bit of room. And if you don't use the lathe feature, it's a space saver for sure.